Hello chess fans, this is Rick from Chess to Impress with coverage of Game 4 of the 2017 Women's World Championships held in Tehran in Iran. The score is 1.5, 1.5, and Game 4 is the last classical game. If this game ends in a draw, we'll have to go to a tiebreak. Let's see what happened. White, Chan, black, Muzychuk. And let's see how Chan recovered from the bishop takes h7 disaster in game 3. She opened d4 like in game 2, which she won. d5, c4, c6. Muzychuk plays the Slav again, even though she lost with it in game 2. Knight f3, knight f6, and queen b3. Even though Chan won the second game, she's the first to deviate. In the second game she played knight c3. e6 and g3. Still there was a chance for Chan to get back into the same variation as in game 2 if she had played knight c3, d takes c4, queen takes c4, b5, and then queen d3, and we have the position from the second game. But she transposes to the Catalan with g3. Knight bd7, bishop g2, b6, knight c3, and bishop a6, which forces white to take in the center. If the queen had been on d3, then b2, b3 might have been an option, but now the pawn on c4 is not protected enough, so she has to take on d5. C takes d5, and we have a symmetrical pawn structure. Knight b5, that knight was taken, queen takes back. Of course, in the Catalan, the white setup is all about making that bishop on g2 into a strong piece, but with this pawn structure that is difficult to realize. a6, kicking the queen, queen back to b3, bishop d6 for Muzychuk, both players castled, bishop g5, queen b8, unpinning the knight, rook fc1, knight e4, rook c2, and another pair of light pieces is swapped, knight takes e5, knight takes e5. We see that we already have bishops of opposite colors on the board. One thing black has to be careful of is the e4 push from white. She has to keep an eye on that doesn't give white an advantage. That's why she kicked the knight back with h6, knight f3, rook c8, rook ac1, a pair of rooks was swapped, rook takes, and rook a7 with the idea to go to c7 to oppose the rook on the open c file. Queen d3, a5, knight d2, knight f6, and there comes that e4 push. You have to take, knight takes, and here in the live broadcast Grandmaster Miroshnichenko was trying to see if black could do anything. Of course, white has a weak pawn on d4, so for example, can you play knight d5 here? Well, you cannot, because there is knight takes d6, and if you take that piece back, there's suddenly rook c8 check, and that is a disaster for black. You have to give your queen. They looked at one more variation after knight takes d6. Can you play an in-between move, knight b4? Well, you cannot, because there's also rook c8 check. Queen takes, knight takes, and you can take the queen back, but you lose the rook on a7, and the dust has settled, and white is a piece up. So that is all nonsense. So after knight takes e4, Muzychuk took on e4, and queen takes with a draw offer. Muzychuk accepted the offer straight away. There's nothing happening in this position. For example, rook c7, rook takes, queen c6, and if those queens get swapped, we have an opposite colored bishop ending with equal pawns, and there is nothing to be done here. It's a dead draw. So similar to the Carlsen-Karjakin World Championship match in November 2016, we saw a very quick draw in the last classical game, and we'll go to a tiebreak. The tiebreak will be played on Friday, March the 3rd, and this is the format. We'll start with 2 games of 25 minutes per player plus a 10-second increment, a so-called rapid game. If the score after those 2 games is 1-1, then we go to blitz chess. First 2 games of 10 minutes per player plus a 10-second increment, and if the score is 1-1 after those 2 games, we go to 5 minutes per player plus a 3-second increment. If the score is still level, then the match and the championship will be decided by an Armageddon game, a sudden death game. White will have 5 minutes, black will have 4 minutes, and the increments of 3 seconds will only start after move 60. If the game is a draw, then black is the world champion. Straight after the last classical game, the drawing of lots was done, and Anna Muzychuk will have the white pieces in the first rapid game. It will be exciting. It will be an exciting last game of this 2017 Women's World Championship, and I will be here to tell you all about it in my next video. Hope you enjoyed this video. It was short and sweet. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe, and I'm looking forward to your comments. You also may want to check out my Chess to Progress channel, where for a once-off I posted one of my own games. This is Rick from Chess to Impress. Thank you very much for watching.